last laps. All right, Hunter.
Yeah.
Over to baseball.
Baseball. I'll tell you what. Atlanta has been hitting. They have been hitting. And one person in particular that I'm happy that started hitting, Acuna, is not quite striking out as much right now.
You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know if you guys could hear me. I was looking at you, and you guys kind of had this blank look on your face. I'm like, oh god.
I'm reading my interweb trying to get my baseball stuff up.
I was like, oh god. I thought you guys had lost me.
Hunter, if we had the Cleveland Indians pitching with the Braves hitting, we'd definitely have the World Series champion, wouldn't we?
I agree with that. In full. I agree with that in full.
Yeah.
The Braves played a doubleheader too. That was the first doubleheader that they've had this season, because they had to make up a postponement game against the Phillies, and they won both of those games 5-2, and then the second game they won 8-0. And in those games, Acuna had 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. I mean, he was going off, and that's something that excited me. We lost to our first game that we got to play. That wasn't the rainout game, obviously, to the Phillies on Saturday, 5-0, and we play them again today at 6:00. Kevin, is that going to be on any of our channels? Is it going to be on our station?
It'll be on CSA. He just stepped out, but always
he did.
we got Atlanta. If the Atlanta Braves are on, we're covering it. So we'll get Kevin to make sure that we know the times when the pregame and all that starts. But if the Braves are playing, we've got it covered. So. On WCSL. So tune in if you're driving down the road. Listen to a ball game. That's one of my favorite things to do in the summertime, Hunters, is listen to a ball game, listen to the Braves, listen to the Indians on their stations sometimes. So it's a lot of fun in the summertime, and things are happening quickly with only a 60-game season. Each one of these games is, like I just said, each game's like 3 games, Hunter. Like each game's like 3 games. So like when the Indians lost 4 in a row, that could be devastating now, you know. In a 162-game season, it's a hiccup, but it's not the end of the world. But, you know, you start losing 3 or 4 in a row in a 60-game season, that can cause you big-time problems.
It can cause big-time problems, and it was big for the Braves to get these wins because, I mean, they finally updated it to where the National League standings, the Braves are sitting on top of the Marlins. Even though they don't have a better win percentage, I think that's just how it should have been from the beginning because we've played more games. Like, it's fair that way. We've played the correct amount of games that most teams should have played up till now. We're 11-6, and I think that's a good sign. If I'm not mistaken, I think we might have played the most games out of everybody in Major League Baseball right now because we haven't had a hiccup. We even just played that doubleheader to make up that postponement.
Yeah, Cleveland had 1 rain out. I think they were 1 out away from getting another win. It got postponed, and now they don't play again until tomorrow. So
you guys have played the same amount of games as we have.
16.
You guys have played 17. You're 10-7.
10-7, 17 games. Okay.
And we're 11-6. So we've both played 17 games. I was just happy that the Braves were able, so far, I know they play the 4th game of the series tonight against the Phillies, but right now we're up on them 2-1, 2 games to 1. If we win this one, that will be A-okay with me because I know how hard it's for us still with our pitching staff, not having Soroka. That's going to be tough, but it looks like we've been able to continue just winning with our bats. Our run differential is plus 27. I mean, we can score, man, and I'm all for it. And we have to finish the deal off with at least 3-1 over the Phillies because we're about to go on a 2-game road schedule against arguably probably the hottest team in baseball outside of maybe us and the Dodgers. We're playing the Yankees. So we go on a 2-game road stint against the Yankees, and I would much rather us be riding momentum into Yankee Stadium than us coming off of a loss and maybe splitting the series with the Phillies, who are almost they're second to last in our own division. So to me, if we can close out tonight against the Phillies, then we got a lot of momentum riding into Yankee Stadium tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to win every series, Hunter. I like what you said there. Win every series, right? I mean, if
you
it's
have to win, 60 games,
series.
you got to win every series.
You got to win every series if you want to get anywhere. So it's good news for the Braves fans. We had want to make sure that we had Braves coverage today, Kevin, on CSL.
Always should be.
Yeah, that's what I said. Do you know what time it starts?
I was pulling up the schedule. 6:05 is game time, so coverage will probably start about 5.
Okay.
For us. I think they come on about an hour early. They've got the Phillies 4-6.
And also, if you're away from your radio, you can listen to it on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Right.
So.
If the race is on WCSL, when we have races on, you can also listen to Braves on the other two as well, WLON and WHS.
Okay.
So we do have Braves. We got the Braves covered. You can find the Braves on KTC. Looking at the standings, Hunter. I like looking at the worst team in baseball. That is not the Angels yet.
It's not the Royals.
It's the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's not the Royals.
Not the Royals.
It's the Pirates. But next to the Pirates, the worst team in the American League, ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles Angels. 5-11. Mariners 6-11. Kansas City 7-10. Terry said he don't count his Royals out, Tom, until they got 30 losses. So at some point, you got to actually, be realistic about this. Pirates are 3-13. They're 110-game winning streak from being 500.
but realistically, do we think it's gonna happen? No.
We'll put it this
Kevin,
way.
are y'all ever gonna play a game?
Yeah, what for? We'll just let y'all.
I mean, I'm just saying, is St. Louis ever gonna play a game? You're still sitting there 2-3.
I don't know what they're doing. What's sad? We've only played 5 games. We almost have as many wins as the Angels.
True.
We win 3 straight coming out of this thing, Hunter. We got more wins than the Angels, and they're 5. They played 16 games, 5-11. How about the Nationals and Phillies only have 4 wins? Pittsburgh, Hunter, has played 16 games and only have one more win than we do.
I don't understand how teams can just be that bad, though, because it's crazy. It's like Pittsburgh has taken the bad mojo away from Baltimore. And Baltimore's sitting there 7-7 right now in second place in the AL East. 500. This time last year, they would have been 1-8 if you wanted to keep it like that.
Well, what's going on with the Indians, Tom?
They've been
No,
worse.
What do you mean? They're not bad. 10-7.
They were 7-7 the other day.
They've won 3 straight, and they've won their series with Chicago, which is good. And everybody in their division is about a half game away from each other at the time. Of course, not the Royals. I know Terry's not listening, but the Royals are pretty much. And he tries to come in there on Saturday and act like they have a chance, and he sends me text message. I don't know if you guys get him, but he sends me text messages when they win. So I don't get that often, but I think that they got to start hitting. Now they scored 7 against the White Sox the other day, which they had one big inning against the Reds.
Yeah.
But like Hunter's talking about the Braves starting to hit. I mean, you got to hit eventually, Kevin. And your theory is the bats will heat up eventually. So if Cleveland
You're second best run differential in the American League right now.
That's because nobody scores on them. I mean, they have won,
true.
Hunter. I can't remember. They've won 3 or 4 games where they scored 2 runs. I mean, it's like almost unheard of.
They're 13th in scoring runs.
Yeah. I mean, they're
in
just,
the American League.
they're just terrible. They pitch. They pitch like Tarzan and hit like Jane. How about that? I mean, that's kind of where they are right now.
That's understandable. All I was going to ask was, are we going to start taking the Oakland A's a little bit serious? We sat here last week, Tom, and we said, the Minnesota Twins look like they could definitely be the team coming out to possibly contend with the Yankees for the ALCS and possibly go to the World Series. I'm looking at the A's right now. They're 12-4 with a plus 23 run differential.
9-1 in their last 10 games. But who have they played?
That's a good question. I think they played the Angels a few times.
They played Kevin's Angels.
I know they have.
Yeah, they've played the Astros, who've been struggling. They played the Rangers, who's been struggling. They played the Mariners, who's been struggling. So they've gotten some.
Well, they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat.
That's right. I was just about to say.
Right now, Astros are not in the playoffs.
No,
they're not, and they just got into a brawl with the A's. The Astros, I'm telling you, this is a.
That was over a beanball incident, wasn't it, Hunter? Somebody got beaned.
Do what?
Somebody got hit and the bench is cleared.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that's what it was.
I don't
about,
exactly know. I don't exactly know what started it, but I do know that there was a brawl because I saw a video of it. And I was like, yeah, this is the first of many that the Houston Astros are getting ready to be a part of all year. They're getting ready to just throw
Well, the
hands.
guy
If they're
that
not
was-
getting beamed with a ball, they're getting beamed with a fist.
The guy that was jawing for the Astros didn't even get in the fight. 3 other guys like grabbed the other guy for him. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was about.
Oh, one of the
After hugging each other.
Astros players was, I believe, hit twice and charged the Houston dugout. one of the A's players charged the Houston dugout after he was hit
Yeah,
twice.
it was the A's player that got
yeah,
hit. Tom, not even
that's
Astros.
right. That's right. Okay.
I was about to say, if it was an Astros player that got hit twice and charged the dugout, I would look at him and say, what did you expect was going to happen this season? People were just going to be like, here, swing. No. They don't forget. These players are holding so much resentment to the Astros right now, especially the Yankees, because they feel like they were robbed out of trying to make a World Series last year and the year prior. The Astros, I'm serious. This does not look good for you to be under 500. You know, I thought your roster was very talented, but was it just because you were cheating? Is that it?
At
I mean,
home, they definitely were.
Have you seen Jose Altuve? Like, what he's batting this year? Awful.
Well,
Is it only because they're not in his ear telling him when the fastball's coming?
Yeah. Well, the one guy for the A's did he got hit twice in the game and 3 times in the series. So he got tired. He got tired of it. Yeah.
Well, if the playoffs started today, there would be one team from the American League West, and it's the Oakland A's who had that down. 4 teams in the Central, everybody but Terry's Royals would be in the playoffs.
Altuve is batting 82. Holy crap.
3 teams in the American League East. Royals only a game and a half out of a playoff spot, Tom.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, they're only a game and a half out.
That's very correct.
How can that be?
Correct.
That can't be correct.
They're a game and a
No.
half out of a playoff spot.
I don't think that's correct, man.
Tampa and the White Sox are 8-8. Kansas City is 7-10.
All right. So right now we have the Yankees are in, the Orioles would be in, the Twins and Tigers would be in,
Everybody 500 or above is in. That's 8 teams.
but the Rangers would be in because they're second place in their division.
That don't mean anything. Top
No.
8. Top 8.
No. The way I understood it, it was the top and then the second place in every division.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Okay,
Is
man,
that
I have to
you
look
may be
it back
right.
up.
I've never heard of
Okay.
such a thing.
So let me see if I can find it.
Someone has been lied to.
Well, if that's
We must
right,
get
if
to the
that's the
bottom of
case, you're
this.
definitely getting teams that are below 500 in the playoffs.
Yeah, let me see. 2020 rules. I could have swore I read that it's the first and play. Okay, all first and second place teams in the 6 divisions will qualify for the playoffs.
That's not good.
So that's what I'm saying,
It's
Kevin.
even getting worse than what it was.
Yeah. So you're talking to go back to
That's
the
a
standings.
terrible idea.
No, but that's what it says right there. The final 2 spots in each league will go to the remaining teams with the best win-loss records.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. So when I read that
But
the
you
other
would
day,
have.
no, but,
Yeah, you
but
would
I had to explain this to Terrible Terry the other day because
Oh,
he
no.
wanted to argue with me, and I'm saying no, Terry, Cleveland's in. Cleveland's not in. I'm like, yeah, they are. They're not second place in their division. I said, but there's 8, Terry. So right now, Kevin, in the American League, the Yankees at 10-6, the Orioles at 7-7. They're in. Well, the Rays should be. They're 8-8. I don't understand how you got the 7-7 in front of the 8-8. All right, the Twins and Tigers would be in. The Athletics and the Rangers at 6-8 would be in, with the Astros a half game back. Then who are your next 2 best teams? Well, the Indians at 10-7,
And
then you'd have the Rays at 8-8. So yes, Kevin,
So
the White Sox are 8-8. Yeah, so the Royals.
So a team can get
Yeah.
under 500, and a team over 500 cannot get in.
Yeah.
What idiots!
But I tried to explain.
Congratulations, baseball.
I tried to explain that to Terry the other day. and
Well, I
it
wouldn't have
was-
believed you without finding it and reading it. I still ain't found it myself. But either way, that's an awful idea.
Do I need to share this with you,
No,
Kevin?
you don't. That's just an awful
Let me
idea.
share it with
that's-
you to
If
show
that's
you
the
what I'm
case, then the Dodgers don't even get one of the top 3 seeds if it ended today. No.
If
The
you look at
Dodgers
the
are sitting at
if you
second
look at
with
the
11 and
National
5.
League, that'd be Braves and Marlins, Cubs, Brewers at 6 and 7, Kevin, and then Rockies and Dodgers. Dodgers would not; they're a half game out. And then who are your next two best records? Well, you'd have the Padres at 9 and 7, and then you'd have some the Mets at 7 and 9, or the Reds at 7 and 9. Kevin, getting in the National League. How do you like them apples?
It's terrible.
Why wouldn't you just take the division winners and then the next best record?
What does it matter if you're in second place? I don't.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Hey,
what's their
second place is the first loser, right?
What is the argument for guaranteeing?
I have no idea.
Second place,
But that's the football.
spot.
But that's sort of kind of the football style where the division winner outranks the wild card team, even if the wild card team has a better record, Kevin. Because you got this,
Yeah.
You'll have that 1 week division with an 8-8 division winner, and then somebody who was
Cowboys.
10 and 6 has got to travel to their place because they're a division winner.
All six second place teams will qualify
Yeah, I
for the
told you.
format.
Look at that,
The 7th and 8th place teams will be chosen. Jesus Christ,
Hunter. I was just fact checked.
y'all were just awful. That's just awful.
No,
Like,
but
fact
yeah, it is a little hard to believe, and that's why when Terry was arguing with me
there's
via
not a
text,
single mathematician in the Major League Baseball offices that can say, "Hey guys, this is stupid." Like, it's just
Well, at the
stupid.
end of the day, who gets the 1 seed out of the National League?
who's ahead of the
Is the
Dodgers?
Cubs?
No, the Cubs are
Is
10
it just
and 3.
going to be off win percentage? Because they haven't played nearly
got-
enough games.
Cubs, everybody's gonna get the games in somehow, some way.
Well, I'm just saying, if it ended today, who would it be?
The
Atlanta or would
Rockies.
it be
The
Colorado?
Rockies are
Atlanta's
11
played
and
2 more
4.
games.
It'd be Cubs.
The Rockies are 11 and 4. Well,
That's what,
the Cubs have a better
And-
winning percentage.
Right.
Yes.
yeah. So it would go Cubs 1, Rockies 2, Atlanta 3. But they still get to all pick who they play, right? Or do they get the first round bye?
They get to pick who they play. Nobody gets a bye in baseball.
Not now.
No,
There's no buys
Oh,
in
that's good.
baseball.
not now. Not now, Hunter.
Not now.
It's just they're allowing the Brewers to be in under 500 instead of the Padres 2 games over 500. Just dumb as shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean,
It's not completely stupid, but it could be better.
oh, it is. It is. Cause
It's flawed.
What if you
listen, you knew 8 pushing it was going to be pushing 500 now. Now the fact of the matter is, what if in the American League there's 9 500 teams? And so now you got, and then whoever comes in second is under 500. And you're going to kick 3 teams out over 500 over a second place team that's not. And then what if the National League only has 6 teams that are over 500?
What if they
and
were?
they've got 2 in that's not.
What if they were in a tougher division, Kevin? What if they were in a tougher division?
Well, if you got nothing but losing record, that means you've had your ass whipped by everybody else but who's in your division. Because they've got the winning records and you don't, so they've whipped y'all.
Yeah, but if you had played a tougher division, you've got. If you're second place in your division with a losing, yeah, that is right. That means everybody else is.
Everybody else kicked
That's
my
right.
ass.
That's right. let me go. Yeah. Let me go back on that. Yeah,
that
that's
4th
true.
place team's got wins
Yeah.
for nothing. They
Yeah.
got wins for something. I mean,
That is true. That is true.
I don't know. That's just weird. All right, Hunter. Jeez, y'all just threw a curveball to me on that one. I thought it was. I thought they were pushing it at 8 teams anyway. I was like, yeah, they should probably do 7 and just give the 1 seed a bye and go from there. I like that idea, but now with that, only 2 players, y'all, are over 400 right now.
That's not surprising though.
I think it's way surprising at this point. I thought we would get. Honestly, I thought we'd have 2 guys hit over 400 on the season.
I think the timing hurt the hitters more than the
Oh, yeah.
pitchers. I mean, I really do. I just think that the time off and hurt the hitters more than the pitchers.
Well, most of them
The
haven't
pitchers
hit a
haven't
live baseball since what, last September?
been a long, yeah, it's been a long time.
I mean, most of it, because playoffs start in October, so it's been quite a while since some of these guys have seen it. Charlie Blackmon in Colorado is batting 458, and Solano 455, and then nobody else. How about, it's so bad, the 4th place guy is batting 360. Like, he's 40 points away, and he's in 4th. LeMahieu is 397.
Now wait a minute, Kevin. The way you were explaining it, there would only be 9 percentage points.
That's right. Not 9 points.
The way you
To make
Kevin's math.
to do the to do it like everybody else in the world and every other percentage.
Yeah.
Baseball's the only one that goes 3 spots.
Yeah.
So Blackman's batting. How about this, Tom? You want me to blow Hunter? I'll blow your head on this one. Have you seen the new argument about 2 + 2 = 5?
I have not.
You seen this, Hunter?
No. I used to say that as a joke whenever I would tell people I don't know how to do math.
I don't want to tell you the reasons they're arguing about why it's not 4, but I'll stats, Hunter. And I clicked on WAR, and Trout is 50th or something like that with 0.3 WAR. Not a single player, Tom, on the Oakland A's has a positive WAR.
But they got the
They're
best
12 and 4.
Yeah.
The Angels are 5 and 11, and nobody on the A's has a plus WAR. But the center fielder for the worst team in the American League has more WAR than their whole lineup. He's 0.3 WAR. Their whole lineup, I'm looking at it, their whole lineup combined is minus 0.3.
And which one do we give a chance to win a World Series this year?
Well, the A's.
Exactly. It makes no sense.
The A's whole lineup is minus 0.3 WAR, and Trout is plus 0.3. His team's won 5 games in which he's been helpful and won maybe 2 of them, and then the A's have won 12 games and nobody has a WAR over positive. I don't even know. I don't know what to say about any of that.
What's the other guy that got the big money in Philadelphia? Harper? What's his WAR?
It was Bryce Harper.
What's his WAR?
Right now,
That was bad.
he's not on there. There's only one. There's 6 people that have won one WAR so far. Tatis, Yastrzemski, Crawford, Charlie Blackmon, Sterling Marte, and Mookie Betts. Cesar Hernandez is 10th, and Jose Ramirez 12th, Tom.
Well, you know how I feel about WAR. You know how I feel about it. I like what's your batting average with the runners in scoring position? That's what I want.
That's the easy one. That's the best one. Home runs, Aaron Judge, Tatis Jr. With 8, Castellanos with 7, and Moreland at 4. ERA, Trevor Bauer, 0.93. He's leading the league right now. Surprising. RBIs, Tom.
Trying.
Aaron Judge has got 19 RBI in, 20 games? That's not bad. Won a game. I mean, the record's 190, I think. So if you
I think they've only played 17.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Major League Baseball record is 190 RBIs a game. Yeah, I mean, in a season, or 191. Hack Wilson, I think, is when he still had that. Bonds, McGuire, none of them could even get to that point. I'm still flabbergasted by them letting in these second place teams for no discernible reason other than geography. So you guys got a nice geography. You get to make the playoffs. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
Milwaukee gets in at 6 and 7 right now. I'm gonna bitch about it, but Cardinals gonna be better than that. But still, real quick, last thing on this: good news, bad news. You talk about the Cardinals, Hunter. Good news is every day they don't play is the day that Yachty gets to play. Bad news is they're probably playing a crap ton of double headers, and he's not catching double headers.
Yeah.
So he's gonna miss a lot of those games as well. I just wish they'd get back to playing.
Why not have him catch 5 or 6 innings and then take the rest of the game off and then do the next game?
It wouldn't be a bad idea to catch the starters.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Don't know how he'd feel about it. I'm sure he wouldn't care. He seems to me like somebody's just like, give me the. He had planned actually to catch all 60 games this year. He said that was his goal. So I don't know about with the double headers. I'm sure they don't want him out there in the heat like that. So anyway, all right. There's your baseball. NBA ends Thursday.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM in Cherryville and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Watch and listen to the Shock Jock Sports podcast on Facebook Live and YouTube.